This is my ranking of the last 10 Super Bowls. Kicking it off with number 10, Super Bowl 53, which was the New England Patriots, who defeated the LA Rams 13-3 in what was most definitely the least entertaining Super Bowl of my life and arguably of all time. There was not a single touchdown until the second half, and there was just one the whole game. Terrible football from both sides. At 9, Super Bowl 55. Now, this was cool because it was a blend of generations. It was the past GOAT to the current GOAT, Brady versus Mahomes. But unfortunately, it was not at all close. The Bucs dominated the entire time. At 8, Super Bowl 50, where the Broncos beat the Panthers handily. And it just wasn't a very memorable game, aside from the fact that Cam Newton treated the fumbled football as the Mona Lisa and stared at it rather than jumped on it. At 7, Super Bowl 54, the Chiefs versus the Niners' first Super Bowl of the last 10 years. And this was closer than the scoreboard reflects, as the Chiefs came down from 10, but similar to a lot of these that I've listed so far, pretty forgettable in the long run. At 6, Super Bowl 56, where Matt Stafford got his first and only Super Bowl, along with a lot of guys that definitely deserve it, like Kupp, Odell, Ramsey, and Donald. And unfortunately, Burrow and Chase did not take one home. And it was a good Super Bowl, but for whatever reason, it just lacked the iconicness that these top 5 have. And at 5, the most recent Super Bowl, Super Bowl 58, and yes, it was an overtime game, but it was pretty low scoring. And while McCaffrey did throw an awesome touchdown to Jawan Jennings, there weren't many jaw-dropping plays that took place in this game. At 4, the highest scoring Super Bowl this far, Super Bowl 57 between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philly Eagles, where the Chiefs won 38-35. Now, this was an awesome Super Bowl, and it was high scoring, but opposite to Super Bowl 54, this wasn't quite as close as the scoreboard reflected, as by the time the Chiefs hit that field goal, everybody knew it was game over for the Eagles. At 3, now this may be lower than some of you expected it to be, but I do have Super Bowl 49. Now, this was an awesome game, albeit a disappointing ending, and it did come down to the wire, but these top 2 are just absolutely iconic and will be remembered forever. And at number 2, Super Bowl 51. Now, you could say this is because I'm a salty Falcons fan, but I do still have it at number 2. I'm not overlooking the insanely improbable comeback that Brady and the Pats pulled off, but by the time overtime rolled around, I think we all knew the tides had turned in the direction of the Patriots.
Because at number 1, Super Bowl 52. Super Bowl 52 was just amazing. It had everything you wanted in a Super Bowl. Iconic moments with the Philly special, the crazy touchdown to Ertz,
and the failed Philly special by Brady. It was high scoring and came down to the very last play.